When it comes to investing, many of us resort to traditional investments like stocks, bond, and more, but there are many other options out there to invest in. In this post, I'll walk you through some uncommon investment ideas that you might not have thought of. They all offer their own range of potential returns and associated risk, but they are great for individual investors looking for alternatives to the stock market. Wine and whiskey casks. Investing in fine wine and whiskey has matured into a lucrative endeavor. If you are knowledgeable about wine, you can buy bottles of fine wine and store them until they age and appreciate in value. By this, investors can potentially realize notable gains as the spirit appreciates over time. You just have to look for a limited edition, renowned brand, so you can sell them to another collector or at auctions or wine stock exchanges. Vintage watches. Did you know there is a market for luxurious watches? There are people who collect high-end watches and then resell them for a profit. Some watches are more valuable than others. For example, a Rolex watch is worth a lot more than Time X watch. Rare and antiquate watches have ascended to be worthwhile investments, particularly those from converted manufacturers like Rolex or Patek Philippe. Investors must be able to spot counterfeit watches. The last thing you will want to do is to invest thousands of dollars into a watch that is fake. You must also pay heed to authenticity, maintenance, and the historical significance of the piece to ensure fruitful returns. Rare minerals and metals. Investing in rare earth minerals such as lithium, used in the array of technological products, or precious metals like rhodium, can be a strategic and rewarding venture. Investors can explore mining stock, direct ownership, or specialized investment funds to navigate through this sector. Sport teams. While it's a dream for many to own a professional sports team, the reality is that it's not possible. With team being valued in the billions of dollars, even owning 1% minority stake is off limits. But this doesn't mean you can't make your dream a reality. You can invest in minor league team of baseball and hockey for around $500,000, which could be affordable if you pool your capital with several partners. However, there is a lot of risk as well. This is because many of these teams struggle to bring in funds and need to use debt to finance operations. You could also invest in shares of publicly traded teams, which would likely be a much expensive option than buying your own league team on your own or investing with partners. Art and collectibles. Art pieces from emerging artists or collectible items such as comics book, trading card, music, and more can sometimes experience a significant surge in value. The key lies in understanding trends, historical value, and having an eye for spotting potential future classics. Equipment. Many businesses lease expensive equipment rather than buying it outright. They often work with equipment leasing funds to do so. These are typically made of a group of investors who combine their money to purchase equipment that business needs. Although returns on these investments aren't guaranteed, these investors could potentially earn steady income if businesses choose to lease the equipment. Comic books. They are one of the most unique investment ideas people don't think of. This doesn't mean you should run out and buy a bunch of comic books and expect them to increase in value over time. But if you can find older comics from 1985 or older that is in great condition, chances are you can make money. Some comics can fetch high price at auction. For example, a 1938 comic featuring Superman for the first time sold for more than $2.1 million in 2011. Tax lien certificates. When residents can't pay their property tax, local governments sometimes sell tax lien to investors at auctions. For the price for tax bill owed, you can start to collect interest from the property owner. However, experts say you shouldn't expect a return of more than 9% because of the way the sales are handled. Still, this is an option if you're interested in expanding your investment horizons. Exotic and luxury cars. Typically, cars depreciate in value the second you drive away from the dealership, which doesn't make them the best investment. But some classic cars can still sell for a pretty penny. Classic and luxurious cars, especially those with limited production, can appreciate substantially over time, becoming sought after by collectors. Condition, rarity, and historical relevance can substantially impact the investment outcome in the luxury vehicle sector. Parking spots. Parking spots are a hot commodity in most major cities. This is because the availability of parking spots continues to decrease. A parking spot in a high traffic area of a big city have the potential to be an incredible lucrative investment. You might be able to buy them for much less than a residential property and potentially rent them for hundreds of dollars per month. As with any good investment, there is risk involved when purchasing a parking spot. The spot could be taken by someone else, the city could charge for parking in the area, or the value for the spot could decrease. When investing money, whether in market or through alternative assets, you don't need to be extremely wealthy or especially savvy. However, keeping in mind that most investment opportunities require patience and all carry some risk, and although some investment platforms let you start investing without much money, you will likely need to build and diversify your portfolio over time if you're saving for a future goal. And this is all we have for uncommon investment ideas to invest in. Do follow us and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Business and Wealth Africa, to always get the best out of our videos.